Hello, everybody. My name is Nico. I'm your host on today's episode of the Nerdverse Odyssey. And, boys, do you know what episode this is?
Episode 10, I believe.
Today's
Yeah, we are on double digits. We are on episode 10. To my left, sporting a normal haircut but a fatter face, Hunter. Oh no! Wait, I'm
mullet's
sorry.
still there. You just can't see it in the back.
He's still trying to mullet it up. What you actually need to do is get a skullet like the
No.
dude playing the crow.
No, can't do that. Not happening.
Oh my god, no. Don't.
And below me, our good friend, the one, the only, the Darth Vader himself, Mr. Rico.
It is I. Power in fear or love, depending on how you like it.
Deep, so deep.
That's about as deep we're gonna get.
I see you two are listening to the podcast. Yeah. So anyway, boys, how was your week?
Well, first, I gotta ask you a question. Where does Piccolo go to relax? Planet Hammock.
Oh,
Too soon.
yeah. Actually, you know
Why
what?
I
Too
picked
soon.
it. I gotta honor the man by going with the dad joke.
The fact that you have committed to that bit every single podcast is just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, they're great jokes.
No, they're not.
They are.
Really not.
What do you call a bear with no teeth?
What?
A gummy bear.
Okay, we're skipping Hunter. Rico.
Did you guys hear about the three-legged dog that walked in a bar?
No.
When he walked in, everybody looked at him. He said, "I'm looking for the man who shot my paw."
Oh my god, that's trash.
They're going for days.
Oh, please don't. So how was your week?
Two soldiers are in a tank. One looks the other and goes, because they
Two
were in a fish
soldiers
tank.
in a
There was
tank,
water
yeah.
in the tank. Yeah.
Okay, how
That one
was
went above your guys' head. I tried.
your week?
My week was okay. I didn't get to do a whole lot, like watch Loki. I thought about it and I considered it briefly, and then I decided, no, I'm gonna do other things instead. So
I swear he's
watched
just
almost
dodging
all of-
that show so he doesn't have to have the talk.
Mhm.
Yeah, kind of. I watched all of Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief,
Oh.
on Disney Plus. Have you guys seen it yet?
The movie series,
No.
or is there a TV series?
It's a TV series.
Okay.
Completely new cast, actually, like young teenage kids that can grow with the role over the course of
Not
the
a
series.
27-year-old man pretending to be 15.
Correct. And that might have been a mistake with Logan Lerman, but they learned. So yeah, it's a fun series. I really enjoyed it. Haven't I haven't heard whether or not it's coming back for a second season, but I mean, I'd be excited for it. Also started Mr. and Mrs. Smith on Amazon Prime. I don't know if you guys have watched that.
I've seen the trailer. That's about it.
Yeah,
Same
I
here.
loved the original, and I thought it sounded really fun because I like Donald Glover, and yeah, it's basically like millennials are in the gig economy, but instead of like doing Uber Eats, they're just like put together in a house as a married couple, and they're sent to go do jobs. So like it looks really fun so far. It's definitely a different premise than the movie, because in the movie they were married to each other for years, and then they just so happened to find out the other one was an assassin,
Yeah.
and then they fought it all out and made up. Yeah, this one they know right away. They went into a job interview and it told them, "Cool, you can relocate here, and you're married now." And then they're just partners going forward. So different premise, but like so far it was promising. So I'm excited for the season.
Okay. Anything else?
Um, I saw that Invincible
Keep going,
season
I'll be right
2,
back.
the second part came out today. Unfortunately, I haven't got to watch it yet, but I am stoked for that. I absolutely love the Invincible series.
Mhm.
Have you watched it yet, Rico?
No, that's on my list to dive into right now. So
Did
once,
you
but
No, I was gonna say, did you read the comics?
the comics know, the most I know of Invincible was, I believe it was Comics Explained or somebody else who, when they were going to start the series on Amazon, that I watched a couple of videos that were on it. I mean, it has my interest because there is some similarities between, at least the way I felt that um, it was similar to like Dragon Ball Z, where it's like, okay, and at least from what I understood was, they go to a planet. The whole purpose is to basically be undercover, and at one point sell the planet off. And then as far as the beings, I can't remember what they're called, but basically their power is like they can get their ass whooped, but if they don't get killed, then they can recover and they become stronger.
Yeah.
Um, so it does have an interest, plus the whole fact that the father and son dynamic too. As far as I knew about the whole fight before the series came, I was like, damn, that's kind of fucked up. I was like, I don't know. It's like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 if Kurt Russell would have won, but he didn't. He decided not to take over all the other planets, just whooped them, and then probably leaved, and then came back.
Yeah, I had no idea about anything for the series until
Right.
season 1 came out, and then I started watching it,
Mhm.
and I was like, "Oh crap, this is great." And so I knew his dad was evil from the basically the
Yeah.
first episode. You figure it out. But then like the big fight at the end of season 1 between Mark and Omni-Man, man, that was some of the coolest animation that's
Mhm.
been done. It was so much fun and it was so brutal. So they took a break for about a month and a half, 2 months for season 2,
Mhm.
like halfway through it. I don't know if it was to get more time to get the animation done and like finalize the
Mhm.
episodes, or if they just needed a break for something else in the schedule. But yeah, it just started up again. Highly recommend the series. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think they actually. I seen from Twitter. I think season 3 is already starting, or no, I thought it got finished already. Because I know episode 5. Because I know episode 5. I guess they don't release the episodes like
They're
um
weekly.
the week. Oh, okay, yes. I think it was episodes 5 out. I think is now. That's all.
Mhm.
But I swear I saw. I'll cover it on my bookmarks. Think. I think season 3 has already been okay because unless I'm confusing with something else, I think somebody else became the new Invincible, but that could be in the comic series versus the actual show.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, the with the amount of money that Amazon paid
uh-huh.
for the Invincible rights, I'm yeah, they're definitely going to do a season 3.
Ooh,
They can't not do it.
have they came to the part? I know this one controversial. Um, I guess you can call it a scene. Have they came to the part where you said it was Mark is the kid?
Mhm.
If they came to the part where he's basically getting chased by one of his own, a female, whatever they are, what are they called, the Volamites or something?
Viltrumites.
I was way off, probably. Um, but he's getting chased by a female version, and basically he's trying to get away, but she's trying to. Essentially, it's a I'm gonna take your manhood regardless of what's going on.
Oh, yeah. No, not yet. Not in the series yet.
Ooh, I want to see how they approach that one.
Yeah. Probably gonna skip it, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. Because
I
I mean, in a
mean,
way, well,
well, they Amazon does The Boys, so maybe they will keep it in there. Like they're clearly not uh the part of the Invincible storyline where uh Mark gets raped. Yeah. So like initially I was like, yeah, they're probably not gonna do that. But then thought about, yeah, it's part of Amazon with everything else they release. Probably. I mean, I can see why they wouldn't do it, but yeah, probably they'll include it.
I mean, will they let thinking about it now too? I mean, I can't remember, but I believe there was what was I know in the comic books, unless it was in one of the things where like Robin, like Harley Quinn sleeps with Robin. Well, I think he's Nightwing, and she had him tied up. So I mean, it could do that. And the fact that you mentioned The Boys, even though I haven't seen season is it season 2 or season 3, but I know the part from the actual where they go to what is it called HeroCon or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the length one. Mhm.
Yeah, a
Oh,
lot, very
really?
much.
They made it seem. I swear somebody made it seem like they went out of their minds with it, or unless that was just they pushed the boundary for it.
Yeah, I'm assuming it was a budgeting issue. Yeah, I assume it was a budget-related issue with the show because it was basically just orgy in a house. Yeah. Yeah.
We're on 100, man. There's no
Yeah, we're
rush.
still on me because you
Yeah,
left, but
dude.
we just started talking about Invincible.
Hey, I apologize for your brother. He is very. Oh my god,
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I've lived with them for over 30
he,
years, I get it.
he is something else.
Yeah.
Your daddy told me you were a knucklehead.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm not a fighter, but I will bite you. I learned from Ric Flair.
So
No,
is
not
this the
even that. I'm
Chihuahua
just.
versus the inverted bicep? Is this the Chihuahua versus the inverted bicep? Is that how we're billing this fight? All right, Rico, you're up.
Oh my god, I was muted the whole fucking time in the video. Only up to the last like that little bit when I came back because I forgot to push the little button here.
So in the recording, you were just muted the whole time?
Yup. That's
Good
fine.
job.
At least I didn't talk a lot.
No, but we found a way to kill 15 minutes while you walked away.
Yeah.
Listen, I was pulled away for important duties. I had to fix a TV. Anyway, so what else did you do in your week, buddy?
Who, Hunter?
Yeah,
Wait, I thought you said you were muted.
I was only muted for a few minutes. No, we're rolling, man.
Oh,
We're
I thought you
rolling.
meant the whole podcast.
No. Listen,
Oh, okay.
I'd only do that if I accidentally hit stop recording.
I love the production value in this podcast. It's very.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
the highest of production quality.
Really letting him in on the beans.
Yeah, so
But no,
I'm,
you're good to go, Rico.
I'm just a dumb guy with the keyboard. I click the buttons and then the stuff works.
Dude, that's facts. for
Highly
you.
highly intelligent button clicker right here.
Mm.
Don't make me
You're still too much
turn off
credit.
this podcast. I will hit the space bar.
Do not tempt me with a good time. I would be so happy to go to sleep.
All right, on that
I'm not
note,
gonna
Rico,
lie.
tell us about your week.
All right. So, off the bat, AwesomeCon 2024
Yes.
was in DC.
See.
Was in DC's convention center. Despite Nico's what do you call it? Concerns, it was not bad.
Oh,
From the get from the get go. I'll say it right now. Better than Baltimore Con.
I believe it.
If you look at
Baltimore Comic Con was getting kind of rugged towards the last year we went.
Yeah, so if you look at the ascended layout of the actual
Yeah, I saw that.
where the vendors and stuff is at, love that better than how Baltimore is basically like
The
uh,
just throw it all in the
like
middle
a,
like it's a goddamn flea market.
yeah, it's like a thick short
Yeah.
L, and it's like here you go, this is where you do. But definitely Awesome Con had it to where whatever you were looking for, it had its own section. It wasn't like, okay, I go here for this and then I go here for that. So anime. So anime was a big one. I've been telling folks is if you look at the map, like they had their own section. They had a DJ, they had a cosplay, they had several um, tables from cosplayers to vendors. I saw a table that dude, I mean, it had to be at least, if you put it all together, at least 20, maybe 20 feet of nothing but figurine
Oh
from
wow.
Dragon Ball Z, what else? One Piece, like all, pretty much all. I swear I want to say Gundam too. Basically all the animes that I knew, and then there was ones that I didn't know,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, cool. Um, so definitely that. As far as cosplay, I like the way they had their section where they actually had a cosplay section. So if you dress as a cosplayer, you go there, you meet other people. At the same time, if you want to take your own pictures, they had a backdrop
Oh
that went
nice.
about 20 feet. And so you had other people doing collabs, doing their own pictures. You want to take pictures with the cosplayers, you just go there and you would take your pictures, whatever. It looks very professional on that
Nice.
part.
Nice.
Um,
Now, was this like a
Kids,
New York situation where you have to tip them to afterwards, otherwise they'll stab you for your wallet?
no, nobody gave a tip. The only thing I did was if they had Instagram, and I started posting on Twitter.
Hmm.
But if they had Instagram, I told them, hey, I'll post it on my Instagram and then I'll tag them into it. Because there's one guy I got where I don't want to assume he's Samuel Jackson because I know there's a character that protects Grogu in these. I haven't got to that part of the season of I think the Mandalorian.
Hmm.
Um, so I think he may be that character as well. But I got a video of him. He's called Daddy's a Geek or something. I like his handle
Hmm.
on his Instagram on that part. But I got photos and then I got him with his own saber doing all swings and everything else like that. So I've been trying to do that stuff.
Nice.
As far as kids, this is one that was a plus versus Baltimore card in my eyes.
Hmm.
So you had Nintendo. Nintendo was there, so they had a Switch thing.
Oh
So if
nice.
you, I guess, well, I have to assume they provide Switch, but if they did something, they got all this like along with free swag. There was a thing they had to do on the Switch, and then they got more stuff.
Oh nice.
Lego Discovery was there. Um, so they had a whole booth and everything. They had a I don't want to call it obstacle course, but for like paintball. Like I don't know if you've seen one of those little arenas they
Yeah,
had
the little
set up.
speedball courts.
Yeah, so they had something like that, but these were with like laser tag guns you can go to.
Oh,
Now
that's
some of
cool.
this, so for that I think you had to pay, but it wasn't that much
Yeah.
on that one. Um, so they had a lot of also Japanese style. I call it Japanese style merchandise.
Hmm.
So I don't know what the actual name, but the cute characters, for his cups and everything. G Fuel was there. Um, far as the voice actors and the actors, so the voice actors had better again compared to Baltimore Con. You see how it was before.
Oh yeah.
Voice actors had their own section across
Okay.
the hall they're in. The Instead of everything being separated, the celebs had their own autograph lane, and then on the other side was the photo ops. So it wasn't like, hey, we're here, and like in Baltimore Con where you meet them downstairs, then you had to go across
Mm-hmm.
the thing to go get your photos, or you would have to go, I think it was upstairs to the second or third floor
Yep, I remember
to meet
that.
them and do your photo op in the panel. Um, so again, the setup for Awesome Con was way better than Baltimore Con, and I think altogether for me, I want to say 5 or 6 times to Baltimore Con. I think it was 3 times with you,
Yep.
and then it was like not solo, but with my wife. I took her on that part. So celebs I met. Um, Met Charlie Cox, the guy who plays Daredevil.
Nice.
Um, that took all day to get his autograph,
I
and
believe
even
it.
then, I was worried that I wasn't gonna get it
Hey,
because
hey,
I paid
quick,
online.
quick question. When you were talking to him, did he look you in the eyes?
Yes, I got a video.
Okay.
I
No,
I
the
got
only
edited
reason
both.
why I ask is because after he got done filming Daredevil season 3, he like even in the interview he had real trouble like focusing on the person and he was doing the blind face and he's like, "Yeah, no, this is fucking me up. It's been like really difficult because
Mhm.
people don't think I'm looking at them anymore."
Oh no, he was lovely in every British way. He
Nice.
was like nice. I give it up. I think there was a theory we had too. There was one crew member that had a pink shirt,
Mm,
had a cool hat, but he had also a British accent, so we think it was part of his entourage to help out.
mm.
And that guy was cool as heck, whatever. But um, the so everything I said before is all good. The one bad thing, and it took me the next morning to kind of sleep on it, wake on it, is if you're gonna do autographs,
Mhm.
the best thing I could tell anybody is pick one or two celebrities see what times they're going,
Mm-hmm.
and then try to guess who has the better. Who has? I mean, it may sound bad. Who has the most following?
Yeah.
So case in point, Rosario Dawson was there, right?
Mm-hmm.
I caught a glimpse because her line was next to Charlie Cox, and her and Hayden Christensen, they had a freaking curtain.
Oh
Like
wow.
you had to go through like a maze just to get them. Charlie Cox, he was just right there, like, "Hi guys," like that's it.
I played Daredevil.
Yeah. So with that, there was one guy in the Charlie Cox line that was actually mad because he came to get something signed from Rosario Dawson, and she showed up late, and then she only signed autographs for 30 minutes. And then
Ooh.
she went to I think a photo op or a panel, came back, and she was signing. Their line had to be, and this may sound like exaggeration, it had to be at least 50 yards from
Wow.
the
Jeez.
table, not the table of her,
Yeah.
from the table they take your ticket or whatever, had to be about 50 yards. I mean, the other side, again, if you look at that map, if you
Yeah.
look where he says signed autographs, to the other side of the wall. Now, here's the other thing too I learned. It may be better for you guys to get VIP access. The reason why
Yeah.
I say that is because they had two lines. You had the commoners like myself, who only paid for a day ticket.
The peasants.
The VIP, I think, for one day was $300.
Yeah.
So that's not even the 3-day pass. It's 1-day pass. The VIP got cutsies,
Mm-hmm.
and they were doing at least maybe 4 VIPs to 1 or 2 commoners.
Oof.
So again, you got to think about Rosario Dawson. Her and Hayden Christian's lines were like all the way to the next wall. So
Yep.
you're in line for the commoners, and you've been waiting already for an hour, hour and a half, and then as you get closer, they go, "Hey guys, you're gonna have to come back the next hour. They'll be here maybe around 4 something to get your autograph." Mind you, some people don't. They're only coming for a day,
Yeah.
so that for them to come back is even crazier. So what I realize is that if they tell you like a time frame of 10 to 12, that is a tenth of a time. So the best thing to do is either get there hella early, like you don't do nothing else, but you sit there in line,
Yep.
or get the VIP access and go there. Or if you want to be funny, I'm always funny. Find somebody who has a disability. 'Cause they have accessibility.
That's the smart one. That's using
So-
your noggin. I mean, it's definitely chaotic good.
Is that why
Yeah.
you like going to these events with my brother?
Say what now?
Ooh, you bitch. You bitch.
I caught the end of that one. I mean, he did dress the part at one point. I got to post those pictures again.
I dressed
Would
the
you have
part.
the Ninja Turtle shirt on? You had like
Oh.
a green Ninja Turtle shirt.
I did.
Like you were dressed up like Michael Sierra goes to I don't know, Venice Beach
Yep.
or something.
Yeah, that sounds
He's
about
just there
right.
for
You probably had cargo shorts on. It's
yeah.
That's
For some
me.
reason, purple comes to mind, but I think you had a Ninja Turtle shirt on.
it was either Ninja
like
Turtles.
a-
Okay, so it was either Ninja Turtles, Voltron, or what was the other one I had?
It was green. I
RoboCop.
know for sure it was green.
It was green.
It was a
might
green
have been
shirt.
that might have been my Ninja Turtles one then.
Okay. So that's what I learned from that one. For that case, but each interaction I had, like Orlando Jones, being that his line, he was the only one, and I have to give him much praise. That I swear he probably opened the doors for Osman Khan. He was there that early.
Oh wow.
Like his line was maybe in the beginning. If he started at 10, it was maybe I may have been the 10th or the 13th one. I talked to that man for 3 minutes. I thought I talked to him for like 30. He just gave me a handshake. Hey, what's going on? You know, I think I even gave him a hug too.
Oh shit.
I tried to contain it in because Evolution is one of my favorite
Oh,
movies.
it was a fucking classic. It's the only reason why I use Head and Shoulders, baby.
Like, oh, here's another hot take, and this is what I told him. To me, Evolution was if it would go the way of a sequel, you could turn into a Ghostbusters meet Aliens.
Yep. That's pretty
Again, you had
accurate.
Orlando Jones, you had David Duchovny. Forgive me, I think his name is what, Sean Austin.
Sean William Scott.
Oh, I was way off. So you had him. So all you had to do was add one more person to it. But again, you could easily say, you know, despite the efforts, they broke the containment, and so now it's like them working with the U.S. or maybe working in a way against each other, trying to figure this stuff out. So got an autograph, got a photo, got a video from him. Michael Rosenbaum,
Yep.
pleasant guy.
Really?
Oh yeah, like again, he was talking shit about Tom Welling because Tom Welling was late. Like
Nice.
Michael Rosenbaum came at because their tables are together, so Michael Rosenbaum came about 11 o'clock. Tom Welling again, we're supposed to be there from 10 to 12. He didn't show up to like 12:30, I think. Whatever. I don't. They never say what happened.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Yeah, where's this guy at?" Right. Whatever. And then we had to give him like a ticket or something. They scroll down there, so he was taking it, throwing at the Tom Welling line, who they were waiting for, and then acting like he didn't do it, or he'll throw it to us, whatever. And then when I approached him, it was the same thing. Like we talked for a few, um, gave him my views on Smallville. How initially I didn't like it because I was young. I didn't want to know about Clark Kent. I want to know about Superman.
Yeah.
And when I went to go watch it, I actually felt bad for his character, which was kind of, I mean, a credit to the acting and a little bit of the writing. Because at one point I hated Clark Kent because the way he lied was like, I guess as a dad, where I'm like, dude, your lying skills suck. Like I can tell you're lying. Like you literally did this. So
No, but hold on. I'm a different person.
Oh.
Y'all don't even know who I am anymore. But it was just me.
And you're
just me. Magic.
So with Michael Rosenbaum, I mean, he took my. I mean, there's two photos. I think he just again. I bought a selfie. I mean, because again, I'm not saying money's tight, but you know the prices can go.
Yeah.
He took my phone and was like, and there's some photos where I'm awkward because I don't take good pictures.
Yeah.
So I'm literally like, but it was great with him. Then I met Tom Welling. He finally came up. I'm telling you right now, he's bigger.
I was about to say, is he a little beefier like Hunter?
I don't know how.
You're looking puffy today, dude.
So Tom Welling, I think it's 6'4". I'm 5'8". I'm 5'8" on a good day.
Yeah.
And I mean, like again, he's like 6'4". Like he's not even flexing, but you can already tell shoulders and it. Like if you messed around,
he didn't puff up. He bulked up.
He's still his because again he did the crossover for the CW.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they did the whole. I think it was the Crisis of Infinite.
Did they actually do a Crisis of Infinite Earth on the CW?
Yeah.
Oh,
it was like.
Do I have to now start watching The Flash, Smallville, and whatever other shows again now? Do I need to start watching those?
The first 2 seasons of The Flash were amazing. They were like some of the best superhero story that's been told.
So I watched a little bit of Green Arrow, and I thought it was boring as shit, and it felt like watching a soap opera in the 90s just with a little better production quality. So you're telling me The Flash is actually good, and it's not 90s soap opera quality.
So Green Arrow is effectively what if Batman
female
was a
fat fiction?
Yes. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you on that part. That's how I felt. Like it felt like a low budget Batman or something.
Yeah, that's basically what it was. And he was brooding and angry all the time. And like it was fun. It was enjoyable. But yeah, it's just budget Batman. And then The Flash, especially season 1. Season 1, like with the Reverse Flash, was awesome. Okay, well, can't really explain why he should watch the series if he's gonna walk away.
So while he does it, I'll continue. Tom Welling, great guy. I love his interactions because even though, so when you go meet these people, right, you're paying for packaging. So a simple photo, like for Orlando Jones, for example, I got the thing I sent you and his autograph plus a picture costs $30. There's certain things that can get up there to like 60, 100. Again, for Rosario Dawson and Hayden Christensen, I think their autographs alone, depending on what you're trying to get autographed, can go up to at least $300 for one item. But Tom Welling, I noticed that, for example, somebody brought their kids. They're dressed up as Mario and Luigi. I don't think that was part of the package they wrote because I think he was just doing autographs. The dude just took it upon himself, came around the table, asked them permission, and then took the kids in their arms and then took a picture with them. And then another family went there, and the mom and the daughter were like fawning over Tom Welling. Like, oh my God, Tom Welling. But again, I understand. Dude's a handsome dude. He's a big, strong dude. So
Plus, he's got
They
that
took
salt and pepper going on these days. I get it.
a little bit, yeah. And so after he took the picture with the daughter and the mom, he went ahead and looked at the husband like, yeah, well, we'll take your mom out. It's just be me and you, me and the daughter. Gave him a wink and took a picture of that one too. And I don't think they pay for that extra. The point of me be saying that is that I do enjoy, at least from seeing in real life, when celebs do that stuff, where it's like they're giving you more of the experience. Like I said, Orlando Jones. I was asking about the sequel to Evolution. I talked to him about his role in American Gods as far as Mr. Nancy.
Mhm.
Put in his speech that he had on the slave ship. Like I felt that again, another hot take. I felt it was on par with the John Wick scene where you had the mob boss talking to his son and saying there's nothing you can do about it. So I felt like it was almost similar, if not better, just for that scene. Because again, if you saw American Gods, it gets kind of crazy in that in those in that series. So I do enjoy. That's one thing I can say with the good part as far as the celebs is getting the time to talk to them. You know, having them at least listen to you. And again, to Charlie Cox's credit, that's what also took the line a little bit long because it seemed like everybody who got a signature and an autograph, he took at least 5 minutes to
Oh,
talk
wow.
to everybody. Like that's how long his line was going, to the point when we finally got a line. I think he came back to sign. I don't know, I'm kind of jumping, but when he came back to sign autographs, it was 4 o'clock.
Mhm.
We were supposed to leave at 3:30.
Oh shit.
And I told Danielle, I said, look, can you hold out for me because we bought these tickets online to get it signed. But I think the person who was helping him out, possibly his agent, was kind of telling them like, look, when they go up there, just let him talk for a few, let him sign your stuff because again, he's Charlie Cox along with Orlando Jones, Michael Rose, they're genuine guys at T,
Yeah.
and they really love talking to you. The only kind of felt bad, but I understand because his character, I don't know how much they fleshed it out because I haven't seen season 3.
Mhm.
Was the guy that's supposed to be playing Bullseye, where he only
Ah.
had a couple of people in his line. Um, but even then, when somebody showed up, he seemed like he was excited, like, "Hey, what's going on?" I think they had a Daredevil helmet for him to sign too, along with Charlie Cox. They had signed.
Nice.
Um, Even the girl who played, the lady that played Echo, she was there too. I didn't know she was there either. So same thing.
Echo,
Her
is that
line,
that's the new one, right? Okay.
yeah. So definitely again with Awesome Con, I really appreciate the slabs, the layout, even leaving out everybody was kind on everything on that one. I would just the one thing I took for note and we're doing for Galaxy Con, bring your own chair or I saw people have collapsible stools.
Yep.
The only reason why is because God, dude, that is I think out of the three of us, Hunter's like the best one in shape. And I
That's
think
fair.
even for him, I mean, you're just literally just standing around, walking a little bit, and it's like by Tuesday, I was done. I was like, I went to work, came back, and I was like, I'm knocked out, like from the knees. I was like, dude, this is a lot. But thankfully, the parking garage we parked at was only like less than a half a mile. It actually was underneath a sub. It was connected to a Safeway,
Mm-hmm.
so it was like again convenient. Went out there, um, went from there and walked there and then walked back. The only thing is that it rained.
Fair.
So, if anybody's listening, again, I've been posting on Twitter. I'll post on Instagram some of the videos. I just gotta see if I gotta edit on some of them. But hopefully with GalaxyCon, and that's something I'll let you guys talk. If you want to talk about GalaxyCon, we could talk about that too. We're gonna see.
So, one thing I haven't been doing is putting our social media handles on anything. I'm gonna need y'all to throw me those in the Discord chat so I can start doing that.
That assumes I use social media.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. If you don't use social media like Hunter, then that's fair. I mean, in all fairness, I just have the YouTube channel, so I don't have to do anything.
I'll send you. Oh, I'll send you mine.
Yeah, send me the Instagram link or the @ or whatever the fuck it uses. And
Yeah,
I'll
when
throw
one of
it in
y'all
the
take
description.
over, one of y'all take over for talking, then I'll send it.
All right.
I gotta make sure I give you the same one. But yeah, that was my week, and then what other energy I had left? I played Destiny because I'm trying to get this skimmer. It's like a freaking Silver Surfer surfboard. But you got to do a bunch of stuff. You have 3 ways to do it. One of them, some people don't, is kind of a race against time, but basically you got to do a community event, and you got to be top 10%
Okay.
to get it. So that's one option, or you grind to get a bunch of medals
Mm-hmm.
to get it, or depending on your subclass, if you're able to do it within the week, you'll get a focus package. But trying to
Or
do
if you
what's
just
called
give
a
Budgie money, they'll just give you it.
that's the other part, and I don't want to do that. I'm all about free. If it's not Bright Dust, I can't buy. And I mean, Bright Dust is like the equivalent of any other game that it's like in-game currency you can use to buy store items. But I really don't like to buy skins with real money. Only because again, if the game goes, it goes. So anything with Bright Dust or free is what I want to do.
So I kind of look at it as like a tip jar. That's why I like bought stuff on Fortnite because like okay, I'm not paying anything for the game, so I had about a good like 25 hours worth of fun. Hey, here's $50.
$50.
Oh, I bought a lot of shit.
I think the highest I've done is 30. I think maybe 50 one time, but again, I've been playing Destiny for 10 years. So
exactly, and like I've been playing Fortnite for like 2. So
yeah. So other than that, the other game I played was the game you suggested, which is called
Kingsway. We're going to talk about that in a little bit because that's a part of the news story. One of the news stories this week.
Yeah, because you didn't explain nothing, and I was like,
oh no, okay, and I'm so glad that you went in blind. Hunter, did you try Kingsway?
Yes, for about 20-30 minutes.
Okay, no, that's good. That's all I needed. That's all I needed.
Okay.
I want to talk about that. But yeah, okay. I'm glad you guys played it.
Yeah, and that pretty much. Other than Big Bang Theory, again, I'm actually liking the show. That's pretty much it for my week. Just preparing my body, my mind, and my spirit for GalaxyCon because that's supposed to be like 2 or 3 times bigger than AwesomeCon and BaltimoreCon put together.
Where's GalaxyCon being held?
This one is being held in Richmond.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, so I'm actually lucky because I got a high school friend that lives out there.
Nice.
So we were able to initially was going to do a hotel. Hotel again is expensive.
Yep.
But we were able to do it to where we're going to stay with him. It's going to be just the boys, me and my 2 sons, and then him and his 2 sons as well. So I mean, my wife and my daughter's going to, they're going to chill here, and then same thing with his wife and they don't got a daughter, so she's going to be doing their own thing. So it's going to be just the boys going out on Saturday, and then we'll be there Sunday.
Nice.
On that part. So hopefully it won't be as chaotic, or if it does get chaotic, that's the time for me to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
You only can bug me so many times before I'm like, nah, the inner demons come out, and I'm like, I gotta go. Like, forget William Shatner and everybody else. I'm out of here. He's gonna be there too, so
fair. His signatures are probably gonna be expensive.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about that before. Yeah. I understand that his is going to be expensive, but some of the other ones were like, dude, like how? Again, that's why we had that topic of, is it worth getting autographs for certain things? Is it worth getting photos for certain things? As far as the time you wait in line, and in the, is there any value later on? Like, you can get posters, but if you want to give it away or sell it, is there value to it? So
that's understandable.
I have an idea.
Oh, what's the idea?
So, go to the con, expense it along with expensing an autograph and a photo with William Shatner, and you can count it as like a business purchase towards his podcast, so long as you ask him if he killed his wife. That we can turn it into a true crime podcast.
Holy shit. Fuck you.
Hunter, you believe she just drowned? Come on now.
What was that?
You tell me you think she just drowned? Think about
it. Fucking God. So, welcome to Jimmy Ventura's Conspiracy Theory Hour. Did I just say Jimmy Ventura?
You did.
That's fine. You're now Jimmy Ventura. You don't quite have the body mass of...
Yeah, that's why I love Hunter, because Hunter will come with the out of nowhere left field.
Yep. I mean, in all fairness, business-wise, that's a legit suggestion.
Yeah, we need to have a sit down and talk about that. I want to see how it's written out.
Like
I
the
can make an
timeline of
LLC.
events
It's like
before her death.
$75.
Truthfully, I didn't know that. I know there was issues. There was issues, or at least suspicion with who's that dude? I think his name is Wagner, the guy who played number 2 in Austin
Oh, yeah.
Powers, with his significant other. Like,
Oh.
actually, didn't she drown too, or no? Man,
I
I think
got it.
she,
It's
she
the
drowned, or she got
how
a
to kill.
like a
It's
heart
the
attack.
horrible bosses thing. I don't remember what it is. Like two strangers on. It's strangers on a train. Think about it. William
Mm.
Shatner and then the other guy. They met on a train, had a little conversation. Next thing you know, they both drowned each other's wives.
Well, it depends. When did the second wife die? Because I'm pretty sure Shatner's wife died first. And there might have been too big of a time gap there.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about it. Don't worry about it. Strangers on a train.
now I got to look that up. I didn't know
I
that
can
about
follow the
Shatner.
chemtrails on this theory, so long as you get us like close enough. But once you start getting that far apart, I don't know.
I mean,
I
look,
can't make
they're
the
both
mental
in
gymnastics work
Hollywood.
anymore.
They've worked in studios nearby each other. One day down at the water cooler talking about acting and shit. They're just like, "Yo, man, my wife, she sucks." And then the other's like, "Bro, mine too." And then he's like, "Well, why don't we just kill each other's wives? It's the perfect crime. Nobody'll know
When did this become a personal story for you at work?
Allegedly, that never proved. I'm just saying.
Uh-oh.
No, don't worry about it. Oh god. Okay, so for my week, I did jack shit except for watch wrestling. Um,
Nothing changes.
wrestling and played video games. However, and worked. I will say this: yesterday was a great day. I got to go home early from work. Would you like to know why I got to leave work early yesterday?
Because you messed up.
No,
You got
because
fired?
I have a small child. He is 1 year and 5 years old. He thinks he's a monkey, and he decided that it would be best for everybody in the house to have more friends living with us. So my son climbed up on my oldest son's desk, climbed over to the shelves that I have hanging, and pulled a bucket of dubia roaches down, and sat down on the desk and proceeded to open the jar and dump it out.
Again, the gift that keeps on giving. You're welcome, and I love my nephews.
Yeah. So needless to say, I came home early and spent about 2.5 to 3 hours ripping my son's room apart, trying to find every single roach. My math might should be correct, but I found them all, and then I found so after I talked to you on the phone yesterday, I was like, I put Roja down. I was like, you know what? I didn't check the bookcase. I should check the bookcase. So I moved his Lego table, found one, popped him in the box, pulled the bookcase out, three more under the bookcase, and then the count was correct. I had all of them.
But had you left them, you would have had an endless supply of food for Godzilla.
This is true.
Rob was trying to save you money and have a positive impact on your budget.
In all fairness,
What a
though,
bro.
that would be pretty cheap because doobie roaches are fucking expensive. That's like it's 20 or 25 for $10. Well, the nice part is though they're
Are
big
they
enough where he'll
covered in
only
gold
eat.
flakes?
Huh?
Are they covered in gold flakes?
No, they're hardier than crickets. But they're also really good for bearded dragons, and he seems to love them because he'll find like the biggest one and just chomp it down, and he's like, "Nah, I'm full," and you can see his stomach grows like 3 sizes bigger. It's hilarious.
So he's loving all those roaches in the tank right now.
I assume so because there are. I think when I was looking under the cage, I counted probably about like 10 in there, maybe more. Yeah, so that was fun. That was the great roach hunt of 2024.
I got a question though.
Yo,
Did Hunter buy these roaches?
no, I bought the roaches because they
Okay.
last longer than crickets. Because it was really annoying to have to go back to the pet store every 2 days to buy crickets. So I got roaches
Yeah,
instead.
I bought the tank
Mhm.
and most of the bearded dragon for Lee Han for his birthday because I
And then
sent
the
him
lightsaber.
tons.
And the lightsaber.
Oh, that was years ago.
The
That was like 2 years
lightsaber
ago.
was Christmas present.
No,
Yeah.
my mind was kind of crazy because I'm like, hold on, if Hunter bought these roaches, I was like, how does Nico not figure out that his brother, through these gifts of kindness, is actually creating chaos in your house?
No,
It's
no,
like
the
that's
chaos
genius
was
right
the
there.
all
purchase
day,
of the
every
bearded
day.
dragon,
That's all
and
I
now
do.
he's just leaning back and soaking up that glorious win.
Yeah, a
That's it.
couple weeks ago, I started explaining the plot of Team America World Police to his child,
Yes.
and I mean, I got a solid minute and a half into the synopsis of the film before he cut me off.
Yeah, yeah. Mm.
Is it?
Has he watched the film yet?
Nope, nope.
Why
We're saving
not?
that one. We're saving that one.
You let him watch Alien, but Team America World Police is just a touch too far with the patriotism.
Well, last I checked, Aliens didn't have a 12-minute long puppet fuck scene.
Oh yeah.
It was
I
like
didn't know it was
12
that
minutes long.
Yeah, because at one point they throw up, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I also think in the director's cut, it was actually extended to like 15 minutes.
So here's the thing. You can't put an age restriction on art, and puppetry is a dying art form, and he needs to get
Yeah.
a love for that expression of one's creativity and soul early on in his life. So then, as he grows up and continues to expand his creative horizons, he's not going to be stuck behind his iPhone or computer all the time. He will seek out film, and not just any film, but specifically puppetry. And then he can get exposed to things like Team America World Police, Pinocchio.
Do you believe the shit that comes out of your mouth? I'm just curious.
Yeah. I love Hunter how he makes it seem like it's all wholesome. Like he's fucking Bane. And he's like,
Oh, yeah.
I give it to you, the people. This is all I do. It's out of the kindness of my heart.
Yeah.
So he has been like this forever. There's a reason why, and correct me if I'm wrong, I had
Love
you
it.
believing you were a butt baby for at least a week back when we were
Probably.
kids. And the reason why is because our mom always said, Hunter, do you know the reason why your eyes are brown? It's because you're full of shit.
Yeah. That was her
To
term
which
of
is where I
endearment for
got
me.
him, where I told him, yeah, it's because you're a butt baby.
Hold on. She said you're
His eyes are
You're-
brown because he's always full of
Shit.
shit.
Yeah. Term of endearment.
Yep.
at first I thought you said because his eyes are full of sin. That I think would have been nicer, maybe. Than
No, she went right for the jugular. He's just full
There
of
was-
shit.
There were many a days in which she would look at sometimes us, but let's be honest, 95% of the time it was me. And she would just say, I love you a lot more when you're asleep.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah, my parents are saints. Then I'm joking. My parents are not. No, for real. My mother's the most righteous woman in the world. She's only snapped twice, and that's like, yeah, we were pushing. She just had enough of everybody. Next, you see a frying pan, a milk carton. You like, I mean, it's like the Matrix. You're just running out of that.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
I think we had
And
this
then wait till Dad gets
conversation because
home.
you were shocked when you told me we usually answer the phone when our mom's calls like, "What up, bitch?"
Yeah, I mean, I had when we came, even the phone part. Since you brought that up, yeah, we had a whole spill. It was
Yep.
like the Perez residents, good morning, hi, whatever, God bless you. Whole anthem we had to say before you even say hello. And if you didn't answer right, even if you picked up and we knew it was like our dad or mom, especially my dad, like you like hello, is that how you answer the phone? Like, no, put your mom on the phone right now. Like, all right, cool. Like, dang, dude, like. After a while, you might want to hang up, but I love that. Your mom said, eyes full of shit.
And as you can
Like,
tell,
I know
it's
you're lying.
correct.
Eyes are full of shit.
Yeah, it was totally accurate. I'm not going to pretend like it wasn't. I understand.
We're all surprised
the-
he's not a lawyer.
I understand the wrath of karma that is headed my way with my children. And while I might not appreciate it, I can respect and understand it.
Gotta respect that hustle.
Yeah.
Still, how did you not become a lawyer?
Too much school.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, there's a reason why I took summer and Christmas and Thanksgiving classes so I could get out of there within 3 years.
Dang.
Could not have done more.
Oh God.
I only yelled at a few professors. Couldn't do it again.
But yeah, as far as games I played this week, I played Unicorn Overlord. That game fucks. It is so much fun. Have any of y'all ever played Tactics Ogre?
Hunter.
So
Not Hunter. I mean Nico. We talked about this. Our video game.
Okay, you know what? Fair.
That's the difference.
Anyway,
Let's go.
it's the newest RPG released by Vanillaware, so it's super super pretty and will never come out on the PC. Because I think there's somebody somewhere at Vanillaware one day was assaulted by a computer because that company just refuses to put their games on PC. Money on the table, and they're losing it every time, I swear. But
so
yeah,
I assume it's just a Switch game.
Switch and PS4 and PS5, maybe Xbox. I think it came out on everything, minus PC.
But PC.
Yeah, but PC.
But the Wayback Machine can allow you to do everything you need for Yuzu, and then it basically is a PC game.
Yep, this is true. This is true.
And we've brought it back.
Every time. And you fuck the Yuzu team. They were stupid. I also played a little ditty called Kingsway, and I kind of forced y'all at gunpoint to play it as well. So I double dipped on this game. I bought it on Steam because of something that I'm going to talk about after we start talking about Kingsway. And I really liked the game, so I bought it again on Good Old Games so I could pass it off to you two, which is probably not what I'm supposed to do, but I don't care. The game deserves to be played. So Kingsway is a roguelike in the purest sense. It's much like the original Rogue or NetHack game. However, it's under the slick veneer of you're playing an RPG that is essentially an operating system on a retro computer. And it is stupid fun. I beat it in 4 runs and unlocked the next difficulty. I would like to know, have either of you beat it?
I have not beat it. I played it for like 20 minutes, and then I got distracted and died, and I got annoyed and I closed it.
That's fair. What class were you playing?
I was playing a rogue.
Really, the rogue is stupid good. The rogue was the one I beat the game with.
Like I said, I got distracted and I was like, yeah, I could probably do this, and I was not paying attention. It was a mistake.
Okay, so you didn't see the overhanging clouds, did you? Like kind of sweep the lands. Okay. You go back to it.
I didn't get that far yet.
Go back to it. The game goes places. Rico, how about you?
Me, I made it to the castle. I haven't died yet. But being they said that the castle was you had to be strong.
Yes.
I did all the little side quests or whatever.
Oh, so you just beelined it right to the castle?
No, I didn't beeline to the castle. I went like to the top of the island, down to the bottom of the island, to here. I had no choice but to go to the castle. I even went back to certain routes.
Okay.
And fought a couple of things. I picked the necromancer. Name is Beautiful Rico. Has a little mustache. Because again, you never gave us no directions on it.
I sent you guys in blind.
So the first thing I can say I want to complain, but I guess it's not a complaint, is the freaking square. This is how y'all can see. That's how big the screen is.
Yep.
So I'm using my TV monitor, and I'm literally like this. Like, God dang, man. Is there any way I can make this bigger? Then, you asked me how to play it, but this is all my experience. Yeah. Then everything you click it's a freaking box.
Yes.
So I was like this box, and I'm like, well, crap. Let me move this box over here.
And then you get into combat where it's just moving around the fucking screen the whole time.
That was kind of annoying at first because I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I'm like trying to chase it and everything. And then I think I fought a skeleton or a snake. Somebody almost killed me. I was like 18 out of, I think, 30 points or 29 health. And then, like I always do, I'm like a hoarder and I like to look for stuff. So I started finding stuff. And then once I got my point system, I'm like, okay, cool. So I found a staff that does burn damage, and then I lock some spells. So I'm at the point where I have to. I think I got a choice of lighting the torches
Mm-hmm.
before I can.
Oh, how many torches have you lit?
I have lit none. That's where I stopped at. It was
Okay,
like the torches.
you need to
Go
get
find
beefy.
some
Those
rat.
torches are no joke. The boss is hidden behind them, hit like a freight train. But you have to get all three of them to enter the castle. I think
Okay,
that's
so I
in
didn't
the.
answer the cat.
Okay, yeah, you didn't enter the castle then. So I think in the note that you get in the beginning of the game, it tells you that.
Yeah, because I already talked to the guild. I went to the potion shop, the magic shop, the
Mhm.
weapon shop. I think there's an armor shop, unless that's part of the weapon shop. And then I slept.
It's random. It changes per location.
Yeah, but so far I like it. I mean, there's a couple of things where it goes like, hey, you meet a hooded person.
Yep.
What do you want to do? I'm like, let me go talk to him. And then it's like, you want rumors or advice? So I'm like, what's the rumor? Oh, hey, if you want to do this in a game, this is what you do. And then that's it. I'm like, what? You just
Yep.
gave me a hint? Like, okay. But so far, it's good. It's good. It's different.
Oh yeah, it's definitely different.
Uh,
So the reason why I had you guys experience that game is because that was published by a lovely publisher called Adult Swim Games. Have you heard of these? Have you heard of these guys?
Adult
Yes,
Swim,
and
yeah.
I know where this is going.
Yeah. What was that?
I said
I
yes,
heard
and I
of
know where this is going.
Yep. So Adult Swim Games published, I want to say around, they've published a lot of indie PC games. At one point, it was the only way to get your indie game out there and in the wild where people will see it. And then Devolver Digital came along and kind of changed the whole landscape. But in the beginning, it was Adult Swim. And Kingsway was one of the games that they published, as well as Duck Game. There was a pool one that looked kind of interesting. They did the Rick and Morty VR game. Like, they have a really, really big catalog, and a lot of the games are bangers. Like Super Shadow Ninja, and there was another one that they released a long time ago that was really, really good. So, great publisher, has great titles, and apparently they were some of the best publishers to work with. Well, they are owned by a little company called Warner Brothers Discovery. And I don't know if you heard, but 2024 is the year of trimming that fat because for whatever reason, not only did Warner Brothers shelve Wile E. Coyote versus Acme, which sounds like it would have been a banger of a movie, they're also cutting their entire 90% of their video game acquisitions that they have. So Adult Swim Games is going under. I think there was some other. I don't remember all of them off the top of my head, but the big one was Adult Swim Games because they're the ones that they were talking about. So sometime by the end of the month, they're all being delisted. And I know for a fact from Steam. I don't know about consoles, but I think the consoles are as well. And the fucked part is, and here's the rub. So the developers still own the rights to their games. Like they have it in their contracts with Adult Swim that they retain the rights. Adult Swim gets a percentage and they funded it, right? So again, fantastic publisher. Well, for the note went out like, hey guys, we're closing the studio down. All your shit's getting delisted. Get fucked. So some of the developers, specifically the ones on Steam, are like, hey, so we're getting our rights back so we can take over the page, right? So can you do that on Steam for us? And they're like, no, we can't do it. Would you like to know how difficult it is to change the publisher over on Steam? 3 button clicks. It inconvenienced them too much to do 3 button clicks when they are literally fucking these dudes. Because once the pages go down, they have the ability to put it back up. That's well within their right. The problem lies in they are now fighting against every other person on this new games section of Steam, and everybody who had wishlisted the game in the past, all their sales, everything is now their reviews gone. So it is literally starting from day one. It is absolutely bullshit. So today, Warner Brothers gets a big fuck you from me.
I'm not gonna kind of understand it. It is only 3 button clicks, but it's 3 button clicks over how many hundreds of thousands of games they're gonna
It wasn't hundreds
get
of thousands.
requested for.
It was, I think, somewhere in the ballpark of 27.
27 games total.
Yeah,
That's it.
I think so. I haven't double checked in a while, but it's not a lot because when I was going through the list, because I was going to see if there's anything I wanted to pick up that I'm missing, and there was not a lot of stuff they had on there, unless it got delisted already.
I mean, I can definitely understand the frustration that you have with Discovery. I mean, everybody else the same thing. They suffered. I mean, we're only what in the first quarter of this year, and they
Yep.
already let go countless people, and at least over the thousands.
Mm-hmm.
And even with the frustration, the only thing I have similar to that experience is, locking a key in one of our trucks and then trying to find the spare key.
Mhm.
And your folks, or my old folks in that one department, act like they can't find it. There's only one person who can do it, and it comes back and, hey, well, you can do this, and then it finally takes somebody I knew for years to go, man, forget this. Let's go talk to one person just to find the key in a key box that almost certain individuals have access to that key. It took me 2 days to get a spare key when it only could take only less than 5 minutes to open the key box, give me the key so I can unlock the truck. So
Yep.
that definitely, again, this is my experience of why I would be frustrated. Like I can understand your frustration with Discovery, because you put your time and your money into some of these things, and when you see people who are getting cut short,
Oh yeah.
I memean, again, it's one of those things of you can go as explicit as you want, where it's like, bent over, no lube, no nothing. And it's like, hey, that's it. Those are the breaks, and then you go. It's like, again, it's one of those things where you just never gonna understand it on that part, But hey, I welcome the game. So
Yeah. I'm glad you guys like it because like I said, it's stupid fun. It's a game that deserves to be played. If you guys are feeling it on Good Old Games, you can buy a copy. It's $10. I would recommend it because the guys are still getting the money up until it gets delisted.
okay.
Next on the docket, do any of you guys know Bobby? Please don't Google my name. I swear I'm not the devil. Kotick.
No.
Okay, so Bobby Kotick was the CEO of Activision forever.
That cat. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the devil. Hold on, this guy. But yeah, so when you Google his name, the first picture that comes up is him with photoshopped devil horns and a pitchfork. It's fucking great. But so he got a nice dump truck of money when he finally stepped down as CEO from Activision during the Microsoft acquisition. Well, he flew down and was like, well, I got a lot of money now. I think he gave him like 13 million. So he was like, yeah, I got a lot of money now. You know what I should do? I should buy TikTok. So, as you guys know, TikTok is now again in the talks for being banned. Because anybody who works in the government as government contract, I'm sure you've probably gotten the memo on this, where you're not allowed to have TikTok on your phone.
I didn't know you can have TikTok on a government phone or
you can't have it on a government phone, and you can't have it on your personal phone either. It's really fucking weird. I understand it, but it's crazy how far they went into it. But I guess one of the ways that they're thinking to keep TikTok, I think the government came down and said, hey, we don't want it run by China. We want it run by an American company. So in drops from a parachute with a dump truck full of money, Mr. Bobby Kotick. I believe he is in talks of purchasing TikTok. And I can't wait to see how fucked up it gets. Because Bobby Kotick is the worst human being alive.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm not saying the stories are not true, but from what that's been put out there, especially Twitter, from threatening bodily harm to folks,
he is a piece of shit,
to sexual harassment.
Yep.
I don't know about sexual assault, but sexual harassment, threats of bodily harm, to cutting people. Like, again, from the developers of Blizzard and certain other teams, like literally they're presenting this stuff and then they're saying like, yeah, he cuts our legs from underneath us, and then comes back and goes, why didn't this work? Like you literally waited to the last minute to make any.
Mm-hmm.
Even when he had his departure, the amount of stories that came out.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, in the amount of stories that came out, and a lot of people were just saying, "F you," even though he's not gonna read those stories. He doesn't care. But
Yeah.
I do understand the anger of it. Like, yeah, this dude is held as he's some type of hero, and he's one of the main antagonists. The problems we had in this company,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that he got a golden parachute when he left.
Oh, that's fine. It still
Yeah.
brings a smile to my face every time I hear the interview where he's like, "Yeah, it's really hard for me to date women because the moment they do a quick Google search on me, all they see is that I have a lot of money and that I'm the devil." Like,
Boo-hoo,
yes, I hope
boo-hoo,
you never
that's
get laid again, you fat trollish fuck.
Did you just call him Polish?
No, no,
Oh,
I said fat. What the fuck did I say? I didn't say Polish. He's not
Pretty
Polish.
sure you did.
the words and opinions shared by Nico
No,
does
I
not
swear to God, I
reflect
didn't
either
say
me or
Polish.
Hunter.
I said that fat swollen fuck. I think.
You're racist, bro. No.
I'll roll it back later and figure it out. But yeah, so he's a piece of shit. Um, yes. This is a big one. So, do y'all know who Embracer Group is? So they're a bunch
No.
of dipshits who had lined up a deal with some company in Saudi Arabia and were like, "Hey, we have all these video game companies behind us. Give us money, like buy us out."
Yeah.
So Embracer Group went in and spent I think billions actually, buying up tons of studios left and right because they were going to sell everybody to this Saudi Arabian company and they were just going to walk away with the money. Well, the Saudis pulled out of the deal, so then they were stuck with the entire pillow of, oh fuck, we overspent money. What are we ever gonna do? And they start slashing and burning studios like it's a fire sale. I swear it was like EA in the early 2000s. Everybody was dying. Well, now that they're trying to sell off everything because they have no money, Embracer Group just sold Saber Interactive for $247 million. Saber Interactive is a godly studio. Like they do some amazing work. They did the port of The Witcher on the Switch, and I don't know how that's wizardry. And tying into another thing I wanted to talk about, they are doing Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch, and it comes out tomorrow. And it runs the early build without the day one patch is running most of the time at 30 frames, and it dips down to like 24 at the lowest. Like the stability they have in it is fucking insane. I don't know what wizardry they're using to port these games, but they're doing it. They also, as part of the sale, Saber gets to retain the studio's Nimble Giant, Dig IC, Featured Bytes, Sandbox Strategies, 3D Realms, Madhead Games, New World Interactive, and Slipgate. So what that means is all the cool boomer shooters that have been coming out are now out. They are in the clear. They're not going to be shut down. And 3D Realms is still around, which means we're getting more boomer shooters. I love it. I'm super happy that that happened.
What's the guarantee that they don't do layoffs though?
So Saber Interactive makes money, like stupid amounts of money. So I don't think anybody's gonna get chopped at all. I think what we're seeing, I could see Saber becoming kind of like THQ Nordic at some point. Because THQ Nordic was another one that went. I think when THQ went out of business, Nordic Interactive bought them out and got all the licenses for everything, and now they are a huge company.
Yeah, because weren't they behind? Weren't they behind the wrestling games? I want to say they were behind
Yeah.
Tura.
That was Acclaim,
Okay.
which I think got bought up by Atari. But Atari's another one that's weird too because they just got sold.
Yeah.
think it was like a year or two ago. So it's not actually Atari anymore. It's just a company wearing Atari as a skin suit.
I think The Rock actually. Well, I have to do my Google search, but I think The Rock actually took a percentage in THQ.
Oh wow, well, it's a smart man if he did.
Well, because this was the
Well,
whole when
THQ was the one who did all the wrestling games back in the day. They're the ones that did
yeah,
all the Aki wrestling games.
because this was during the when The Rock. Man, it was not weird timing, but because I think it was close to. This is when Vince McMahon.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys knew about all the stuff that came out with him
I
and Brock
know
Lesnar.
some of it. I haven't heard all of it.
So there's allegations of sexual
Yep.
trafficking. Um, I think sexual assault and sexual harassment between him and a thing he was trying to make a
An
female wrestler
intern.
do with
Yeah.
with Brock Lesnar. But it seemed, I'm not saying it's weird, but it seemed like as he was getting out, The Rock went ahead and bought the rights to a couple of his names, the sayings,
Mm-hmm.
and then I think he took a percentage of THQ.
Oh wow.
Like Vince was out and he was coming in
Yep.
on that part. So
Interesting.
that's interesting. That's interesting if the case. I haven't played a wrestling game.
Don't.
Dude,
If you're gonna play any wrestling games, Fire Pro Wrestling World is a good one. M. Dickey's Wrestle Federation is really good.
nah.
No, that one. It's on.
We need to go back to Super Nintendo.
Okay, yeah. Then you want Fire Pro, or you want
I want the one where you can do.
Retromania is like it's the old SNES WrestleMania games.
You know which one I'm talking about though? Where you could be like Shawn Michaels and everybody had like a special. Yeah, everybody had their signature.
That was.
It looked like almost
that
real.
was WWF in your house. It was a Mortal Kombat clone.
One?
It was in your house.
It had
And it was a Mortal Kombat
Doink
clone.
the Clown. Yeah, Doink the Clown, The Undertaker,
Yep.
Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart.
Had fatalities in it.
Yo, that was a classic. That was a
that was a
wrestling
good game. That was a good game. But that was a fighting game. That was not a wrestling game. But fair enough.
Hey, it was a wrestling
you
fighting
guys
game.
forgot the best one ever made.
Which one?
WCW NWO Revenge.
Okay,
For the
so
N64.
those are the
I didn't
Aki
get that
Engine
one.
wrestling games. They all win. However, the best one was No Mercy.
I mean, I
Uh-oh.
can't say I remember them well enough. I just remember that one specifically. I don't remember the other ones from the N64.
No, and WCW NWO Revenge was like the best WCW game that ever came out. Like, bar none.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
No Mercy is the best WWF game that ever came out.
I'll give you that on that one because there's only one other. I think it wasn't it a Raw wrestling game?
Yeah,
I know there
it
was one I
absolute
bought.
ass. And then the other one that came out was SmackDown. SmackDown was a little better, but it was still rough. And SmackDown still comes out to this day.
Yeah, because I think this is when I had a 360. That's when I bought a wrestling game to play against my brothers, but internet was crappy back.
Yeah.
The connection was kind of crappy back in the day as far as lagging and stuff. It just got frustrating,
But no, like the first handful of SmackDown games on the PS2 were pretty rough. The GameCube ones were really good though. I think it was Day of Reckoning and I can't remember the other one, but those were pretty good. Like I'll find the YouTube video where this guy goes down every wrestling game ever created, like released on on the retro consoles, and it's a really good little mini documentary.
Nice.
But yeah, so that was some good news. Another one I just found out. So Shadows of the Damned Remastered is a thing. Have you guys ever played Shadows of the Damned?
I have not.
Does the name Suda51 mean anything to either of you?
No.
Okay.
Gesundheit.
Got it. Okay, so Suda51 is he's a game developer. He did No More Heroes, Killer 7, Killer is Dead. He was part of Clover, if I remember correctly. Like, he was with Capcom back in the day. Dude I want to say he was with Capcom back in the day. Could be wrong. Dude's really, really cool game director. So Shadows of the Damned was his third-person shooter on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. That was his take on like a third-person shooter. Really, really fun game. Super glad it's coming back because that game is really hard to find. Saw a couple trailers that I think you guys should be aware of. Have y'all seen the trailer for Nobody Wants to Die?
Have not.
It's a new game that's coming out at some point. It's just bull shots, so like the in-game cinematics. But the premise looks really cool. It looks like a cyberpunk 1950s mafia crime game with time manipulation bullshit. But it's got like that. It's got that like 50 or that like or not 50s, more like the 20s like prohibition look to it. So like they're all like cyberpunk kitted out gangsters running around with Tommy guns. It's bad. It's nutty, but I highly recommend looking at the trailer. It's called Nobody Wants to Die.
All right.
The other one I saw, since we were talking about The Crow last week, the trailer for the new Crow movie dropped today.
Yeah, I shared it in the Discord earlier.
Yeah. I have some thoughts.
Are they that this is what if Deadpool wasn't funny?
Yes, it's exactly what it is. The other thing too, like I was looking at, it's like, man, this is really like artsy fartsy. Like this is like almost over the top, like avant-garde artsy kind of thing. Then I went back and looked at the trailer for the original Crow. It's like, oh no, it's the same thing, just not dialed up.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of interesting. But it does look kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, it looks interesting.
It looks great. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm sure.
Skarsgård Skullet though is just, it gets me every time.
It's
his haircut is so fucking atrocious.
It's something. I mean, he made choices. But like, yeah, the whole time I watched it, all I could think is this: just what if Deadpool wasn't funny? Like, it's really cool, but we already did this with Vin Diesel at the beginning of the pandemic. Why do we need to do it again?
What was that? Witch Hunter?
Bloodshot.
Oh yeah, Bloodshot.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that one. I put that on the list. I forgot about that one.
But yeah, so
I mean, it's very similar process. Dude with skills kills a whole bunch of people. Nothing you do to kill him actually works.
So it's an old Valiant Comics comic, which I'm still surprised that Bloodshot came out, because I'm holding out hope that one day we'll get an Exo Man of War movie, and then my life will be complete. Either that, or what was the samurai one that they did, like the cyberpunk samurai ninja
I assumed
one?
it would have been Evangelion.
Dude, Evangelion's never coming out. Same with Voltron. I gave up on those years ago. I'm still surprised.
Akira? You still hold out hope on that one?
Fuck no. Akira should have already been done by now. I also don't think they're going to do the Metal Gear movie with Oscar Isaac. I think that's probably going to end up being shelved again.
Yeah, I thought he stepped away from that one.
He might have. I honestly gave up on that like 4 years ago.
I'll give the trailer probably The Crow a view, but from what I've seen from a couple of guys I follow, their viewpoint was no comparison to the one with Brandon Lee.
Yeah,
more action. This is more action than grunge, and just seems like a more not even rock and roll, whatever. Like you don't feel the same tempo.
No, the tone was more like I guess Zoomer punk.
Yeah.
I will say this though, the choice of song from Post Malone for the trailer was actually a pretty good pick. It fit pretty well.
Yeah, the music in the trailer is very solid.
Yeah,
it fits really well.
It did. It fit it really well.
It just reminded me of like mid 2010s, like action movie vibes. I'm like, yeah, I can get behind this.
Oh yeah, like the fact that I did love the fact that he's a weeaboo and he's just walking down the street wearing a trench coat, holding a fucking katana.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun. It's probably gonna be fucking stupid, but it's gonna be fun.
Absolutely. But I assume that somebody from the studio listens to this podcast, and the fact that we brought it up multiple weeks in a row is why they dropped it just before we did the podcast tonight.
It had to be.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence.
Not whatsoever.
Our tickets to the premiere are gonna come in shortly, I assume.
Oh yeah, I mean, you didn't get. It's got to be in the mail, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Checks in the mail.
All right, Jack Burton.
Before we get too far off this topic, because I had to look it up because I haven't played a wrestling game in a decade. For whatever reason, on GameStop's website, WWE 2K18 is $56 for the
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch. And if you
Yeah.
want the digital copy, it's another $9
Yep.
on top of that.
And
Why?
anybody listening to this podcast, steer very, very clear of 20, what was it?
2K18
Yeah,
is that one.
steer clear of 2K18 and steer clear of WWE Battlezone or whatever. They are both trash games made by trash companies for trash people.
Well, I just don't know why 2K18 is so expensive when we're on 24. They make these games every year.
They do, but that was the only one released on the Switch. That's why. It's just never gone down in price.
Okay.
Which is funny because it's sold like ass because it's trash. Like, it arguably it ran very well on the PS4 and the Xbox One. It's not my cup of tea. I don't really like the gameplay of that wrestling game, but it runs very well and is apparently very fun. The Switch version was just a trash fire.
I mean, I can get 2K23 for $20. I
Yeah,
might
I know,
try it.
right?
It can't be that bad for $20.
I haven't looked into 23, but I don't know. Wrestling fans always bitch about everything, so it could be good for all I know. Last bit of news. So I'm sure y'all are aware of a little indie property called Star Wars.
Oh yes.
Is that the one with the Enterprise?
No, that you're thinking of Star Trek. That's the prolific TV series that everybody like cries about.
Oh, oh, this is the one with the cyborgs with the big helmet and the red light, right?
No. I think you're thinking of Battlestar Galactica. No, this is the one with the giant space Nazi with a red laser sword.
Oh, and he's short with high pitched voice and a giant helmet, right?
No, that's the parody. That's Spaceballs. I'm talking about the original one. I know. Maybe next time. I know it's so obscure. Nobody's ever heard of it. Well,
No.
they just released the old PS2 games, Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 2, in a nice little combo pack on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and PC. Great. I own it on the Switch. I played around a little bit. It's fantastic. It plays exactly how I remember, just in really nice, crisp graphics. However, PC players are not too happy right now. They have 10,000 concurrent players and 10 servers for the entirety of that.
Like this many?
Yeah, like literally 10 servers. And what's funny is the game has been on pre-order for about 3 weeks. So you think that Aspire would have just looked at their sales numbers and go, huh, that's a lot of buys. They're probably going to play online. Maybe, hey, Jim, maybe we should get another server. Nah, we don't need it. We're good. Like, I don't understand what the fuck they were thinking. But yeah,
That is Amazon's problem when the users hit their AWS server?
Exactly. So needless to say, fun game solo, but good luck fucking playing online if you're on PC. The consoles might be better, but I know the PC players are not too happy right now.
I think Young, he's already covered it already with a video of it.
Yeah, most likely. Like, everybody did their videos yesterday, and it, like, honestly, it's a solid port. The AI they used to upscale it is great. I wouldn't say it's as good as Dark Forces, but that's just because Dark Forces holds a deeper spot in my heart. But it's definitely a really good remaster. Space dogfights, woo!
All right, you guys convinced me. I'm gonna try 2K23 and report back.
Perfect.
I like how you said you guys convinced me. Like,
PC or PlayStation?
PC.
Oh, how much is it?
$20.
$20.
I'll give it a shot.
Is it multiplayer? It should have online, right?
Yeah. I don't see why it wouldn't.
All right, I'll buy it right after this.
but you guys are
All right.
Oh yeah,
So for that
I
game,
forgot
you
to
guys are
say.
using controller, right?
Yeah, you can play with the controller.
No, well, I guess the question would be for those types of games, you would use a mouse and a keyboard.
There's probably controls too, but you just you just use a controller.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use the Xbox controller.
Yeah.
A little bit of Bluetooth.
Yeah, I'll pick that up afterwards. Forgot to mention, currently it is the Gaben's annual, hey, I want to take all your money sale. So the spring sale is going on right now, and there are some pretty good prices in there from what I've been seeing. So anybody who wants to lose all the money in their wallet, go ahead and open up Steam and check the store page.
I mean, I got nothing else to do with my life, right?
Exactly. You don't work. You have been eating a lot, though. I'll give you that. Dude, what?
Yeah.
Why are you so fucking fat? You're starting to look as fat as me.
I think we talked about this before, but last year I was competing at the AGF US Open out here in Tulsa, and I wanted to compete at the 145 division for jiu-jitsu, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, I can do that. And then a month out from it, I was like, hey, I should probably start cutting weight because I'm definitely over 160 and my weight class is 145. And so over the course of like 4.5 weeks, I cut down almost 20 pounds. And I was like, yeah, this sucks. I don't ever want to do this again. I'm not in my 20s anymore because I used to cut down to 125.
Oh my
And I'm like,
God.
I can't. This is not a thing anymore. I don't appreciate this. I like food too much. And so then I decided I'm just gonna go the opposite direction. I'm gonna gain a bunch of weight and just put on muscle, and then I can just like trim back the fat after that, and then I don't have to cut weight anymore, and I don't have to compete against the really little guys. So now I'm trying to get to like 165, 170, and I'm at 170 right now. But the problem is I'm a fat 170, so I need to get to like 190, 200, and then trim back down, and I'll be good.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the moment I saw you, it's like, holy shit, you let yourself go, buddy. Like it's been been a week, and you already gained a John Lovitz chin.
But I'm intentionally letting myself go, and that's the difference.
Fair. Yeah, that's totally what I'm doing too. I'm totally letting myself go. I'm gonna cut it all soon, bro.
I believe in you. This cat's gonna be magical.
Behind my winter armor is sheathed 6-pack abs that have been there since I was 20. They're just guarded. That's my weak spot, because everyone knows abs are a super weak muscle, so you have to get the nice big fat the fat layer around it to protect it. That's what cushions it.
Yeah. But at least you'll have the calves.
Oh, that's true. I do have a fat ass. Which is funny because you got runner legs like Dad, so good luck.
I do. I got them skinny mini chicken legs.
Man, this boy is all upper body because his leg, like a swift breeze will snap his knees out from under him.
How bad, but damn. I mean, I did tear my knee a few years ago. That was not helpful. I will admit that.
Was it the slight breeze that did it?
Yeah. That and a grown man falling on my knee. But like, yeah, between the two of them.
Yeah, I wanted to make this joke earlier, but I didn't know if you were like going through a medical problem. But it's like, damn, I didn't know diabetic semen was so fattening.
That's a good one.
Oh man.
Oh boy, is that a podcast?
It might be.
I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
All right, people, take it easy.
Doses.
Oh.